Hi and welcome to my new YouTube channel called Awaken the Warrior Within. Today I want to talk about 5 words that can be super helpful and kind of speed up or help you, assist you in your growth journey, healing journey, ascension journey, whatever it is that you are actually currently on. My name is Maggie and I'm a transformation coach, and the whole idea behind creating this channel is to educate, empower, entertain, and talk all things growth related, healing related, ascension related, a little bit about spirituality, a lot about personal development, pretty much all the things I wish I've had sooner when I was on my journey, starting my journey, or at any point of my journey. If you're already advanced and still you feel like you know a lot of stuff already, this could be a good reminder or like an organized way of going back to the wisdom that you've gathered along the way. So without further ado, let's focus on 5 words that can be super helpful on your journey. First of all, before I get to the first word, I just want to say that words are super important. Your mind is always listening to what you're thinking, what you're saying. So it's very important that you pay attention to the language that you use, to the words that you speak out, and also talk to yourself, as they actually carry a lot of weight on what's then being created in your reality. So the first word I want to introduce to you is curiosity. Wherever you are in your journey, curiosity is going to be your friend. Beginning, middle, towards the end, this is a word that I'm going to be living by, forever, since I found it out myself. What does curiosity mean? Well, you know the meaning of the word, but how do you apply it, and what do I mean about applying it in your journey? You're going to come across a lot of stuff, a lot of new stuff, a lot of changes happening. You may start learning things around your own past, your own behavior, and a lot of those things might be something that you don't want to hear. So curiosity is very important for just not stopping your journey. A lot of us, when we learn something new and maybe something that we don't like, then we just stop and we don't go any further because we fear what's going to be, what we're going to find out. But if you apply curiosity, if you just kind of like live by, oh, do you know what, whatever I'm going to find out, I'm just curious, I just want to know, it doesn't mean anything about me, then that's going to help you move further and further, and it's going to be less hiccups along the way. That leads me to another word which is very important, and it's kind of like connected with the first one. They all kind of build up on one another. So the second one is non-judgment. What we often do when we learn information about ourselves, about the world, about anything that we thought is different than what it appears to be now, we judge. Whether we judge ourselves or judge the situation or judge another person, that also keeps us in this paralysis or this fear of going any further because of the story that we tell ourselves. As humans, we love a story. So your default will be always kind of attaching a story to whatever new information you're going to come across, because that helps you process it as well. However, if you add a negative story or you start judging, whether it's yourself or someone else, that again can keep you in this fear, in this not really pleasant feeling. So again, it can lead you to stop digging any further because of the fear, what's going to happen next, or what does that mean about you. So if you apply curiosity and on top of it non-judgment, then it's going to be much easier to go into this unfamiliar roads, unfamiliar truths, unfamiliar whole reality that you are creating along your healing or growth or ascension journey. So yeah, curiosity sprinkled with non-judgment, game changer. I suggest you can even just stick to those 2 at the very beginning of your journey. Then what we do is we gain clarity, or you would like to aim to gain clarity. The more we change, the more we need to kind of like reinvent ourselves, become this new person that we've never been. So you want to gain clarity. You want to know who you are. You want to know who you want to be. You want to know what you don't want to be doing. So that's the clarity. You want to gain as much clarity as possible. It's also a process, so don't get too worried about knowing everything straight away. You can build up to it and slowly just make lists or journal around it, do whatever you need to do. But slowly and surely, consistently get into the clarity around your future, how you want it to look like, who you want to be exactly, and then once you gain that clarity, then we go to my favorite word, which is intention. Intention and living intentionally. What does that mean? Again, it kind of sounds pretty simple, but it's not as easy to implement if you didn't already have a habit of living intentionally. Living intentionally means you apply all of those things that we just talked about, and you start living according to your values. You start living according to who you want to be. You basically, your actions match the desire who you want to become. So you may need to stop doing certain things. You may need to start doing certain things. You may need to let go of some friendships, some people that are not serving you, some habits, addictions, whatever it is, even, grabbing your phone and scrolling aimlessly to feel a little better. Those are the habits that may not be in line anymore with who you want to become, or what you're trying to achieve in your life. So you gotta be curious, you gotta be non-judgmental, and you gotta be clear on who you want to be and what it is that you want to call into your life for this intention to come forward and actually start in living intentionally. But it doesn't have to be, like 8 hours of the day. Start with simple, small things that you can implement into your life, and you will see how staying consistent with it will bring bigger results. So don't overwhelm yourself with changing everything at the first go. Slowly ease yourself into it and just keep those 4 words in mind. And last but not least, my 5th word is self-love. And I hear you. This is something that it took me a while to actually wrap my head around and admit to myself that maybe I can love myself a little bit more. It's something I think a lot of us struggle, whether you are female or male. I think we've been conditioned, the love that we've been given, most of us, has been conditional. What does that mean? That means you bring a good grade when you're a child, you're being praised, but you do something bad, then you're being reprimanded. So you create, you associate you being good with you being loved, you being doing something that you shouldn't be doing with being reprimanded, aka in other words, not being loved. So you create those associations in your mind, and then you start feeling, without knowing, most of us, it's in the subconscious, you feel that for you to be loved, you need to be a certain way. And actually the key to overcoming this belief and changing it for yourself is to start loving yourself. What does that mean? That means you absolutely accept yourself the way you are right now in this very moment. Not when you earn the millions, not when you achieve your goals, not when someone chooses you, find a boyfriend, husband, whoever, wife. It's you, it's your internal love. So you still may be working on achieving your goals, by all means. Like, I think the whole life is about achieving your goals and then growing and evolving until we depart from this reality. So the sooner you start loving yourself, like really, really accepting yourself as you are, your flaws, your failures, especially at the time when you're not feeling the best, and you can still come with the self-love, then that is a big game changer as well. There's certain practices that you can do. You can do the gratitude list, of course, but I think a lot of this self-love for me as well, especially, was with just changing my inner chatter. I used to have a harsh inner critic, and I was just putting myself down every chance I got, every chance I failed at something or didn't do as well as I could. I was kind of mean to myself in my thoughts. And that's not cool. You shouldn't be putting yourself down regardless of what's happening. And once you make the decision of actually loving yourself as you are, and also applying the curiosity and non-judgment and just, going with the flow and all that kind of stuff, it is much easier to apply the self-love to yourself. So just to recap, the 5 words that were a game changer for me, and I feel like they could be a game changer for you as well, are curiosity, non-judgment, clarity, intentional or living intentionally, and self-love. Let me know which ones you're already practicing or which ones you want to jump on immediately. You can by all means start implementing them all, but you can also do it one at a time. Small steps but consistent steps are much better than, you go in and you try to do it once all over. It's also a practice. Everything I'm going to be talking about in this channel, really, or anything that has to do with a growth journey, healing journey, this is your new lifestyle. This is the new way of living. This is not a one-time do exercise that's going to give you answers and then you can just forget about it. It's something that you need to be practicing, you need to be embodying, you need to be living by. So that's why the clarity, the values, everything about yourself, the more you know about yourself, the better. And the more enjoyable the journey can become, the quicker you will get to your outcome. But also the journey is what matters, and the journey is what can be fun. You don't need to always have your eyes on the outcome. So let me know if you like that. You can also find me on Instagram under Thrive with Mags, and I'm also going to leave a link under the video to my 21-day workbook to self-awareness. It's a journaling workbook, so if you feel like you don't really know yourself that well yet, there's a certain amount of or 21 days worth of journaling prompts that will take you on a journey to self-awareness. And absolutely, by all means, apply the non-judgment and curiosity when you're going to be answering those questions, because some of them may be uncomfortable, some of them may give you answers that you don't want to hear. So make sure you apply non-judgment all the way throughout. I hope to see you in the future episodes, and if this sounds like something you want to know more about, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.